Limited scholarship offers from colleges. Despite being one of the most electrifying high school football players in the country, Barry Sanders didn't receive the kind of attention you might expect from college recruiters. In fact, only 3 FBS schools offered him a scholarship: Iowa State, Oklahoma State, and Tulsa. Some have speculated that Sanders' relatively small size, standing at just 5'8" and weighing 200 pounds, may have been a factor in the lack of interest from larger programs. Nonetheless, Sanders went on to have a standout college career at Oklahoma State, where he became a Heisman Trophy finalist and set numerous records that still stand to this day. Barry chooses Oklahoma State and becomes a backup again. Barry Sanders' college career at Oklahoma State didn't start with the same explosive success that he would later become known for in the NFL. In fact, during his first 2 years in college, Sanders was the second-string running back behind none other than future Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas. While some may have been disappointed by Sanders' lack of immediate impact, it's understandable given the caliber of competition he faced in Thomas. Nonetheless, Sanders continued to work hard and develop his skills, eventually earning the starting job and making history with his incredible performances on the field. Electrifying kick returns for the Cowboy. Despite being the backup running back during his first 2 years in college, Barry Sanders still managed to make a significant impact for Oklahoma State. He showcased his elusive running style and blazing speed, particularly on special teams, where he led the nation in kickoff return average in 1987 with an impressive 31.6 yards per return. When Thurman Thomas moved on to the NFL, the starting running back job was finally Barry's, and he wasted no time making the most of the opportunity. Sanders' senior season at Oklahoma State was nothing short of phenomenal, as he set numerous records and became a Heisman Trophy finalist, ultimately cementing his place as one of the greatest college football players of all time. Sanders becomes the starter and has an all-time great season. Barry Sanders quickly proved to be a natural as a starting running back, with a remarkable 7.6 yards per carry average during his senior season at Oklahoma State. He also had 3 games where he ran for over 300 yards and set 2 records that still stand today: the most rushing yards in a season with 2,628, and the most rushing touchdowns with 37. It's worth noting that these records were set at a time when bowl game numbers were not counted, meaning that if you include Sanders' impressive bowl performances, he actually rushed for 2,850 yards in the 1988 season. Despite his incredible rushing numbers, Sanders also continued to return kicks and punts, showcasing his versatility as a player. All in all, Sanders' senior season at Oklahoma State was one for the history books and solidified his status as one of the greatest college football players of all time. Barry wins the Heisman, skips his senior season. Barry Sanders' incredible college career culminated in winning the Heisman Trophy after his junior season. However, it may come as a surprise to some that he didn't receive the overwhelming majority of votes that you might expect from such a dominant player. In fact, Sanders received 68.27% of the votes, which is relatively low for a Heisman winner. Nonetheless, the trophy was rightfully his, and Sanders decided to forego his senior season and enter the NFL draft. It was a decision that made perfect sense, given his outstanding college career and the opportunity to take his talents to the next level in the NFL. It's hard to blame him for seizing the opportunity to make a name for himself at the professional level. The Lions draft Sanders 3rd overall. In the 1989 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions had the 3rd overall pick and were reportedly considering 2 players with the last name Sanders, Barry Sanders and Deion Sanders. While either player would have been a great choice, Detroit's head coach Wayne Fontes ultimately decided on Barry Sanders, and it's hard to argue with that decision. Barry went on to have a legendary career with the Lions, becoming one of the greatest running backs of all time and establishing himself as a fan favorite in Detroit. It's safe to say that Fontes made the right call, and Lions fans will forever be grateful for his choice to bring Barry Sanders to the Motor City. Sanders wins Rookie of the Year. Barry Sanders got off to a bit of a rocky start in his NFL career, missing training camp due to a contract dispute. However, once the regular season began, he quickly demonstrated that his incredible speed and agility would translate well to the professional level. Sanders dazzled fans with his ability to elude defenders and break tackles, rushing for an impressive 1,470 yards and 14 touchdowns in his rookie season. In fact, he was in contention for the rushing title, but declined to re-enter the regular season finale to try and pick up the additional 10 yards he needed. Despite missing out on the rushing title, Sanders was named the Offensive Rookie of the Year and solidified his status as a superstar in the making.